The 1914 Seated Barber Dime is a remarkable coin that combines historical significance with collectible value, making it a sought-after piece among numismatists. While most circulated examples are modest in value, high-grade specimens and rare proofs have commanded impressive prices at auction, with mint-state coins reaching $10,000 to $15,000, and particularly well-preserved pieces sometimes exceeding $18,000. Support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more amazing coin videos and help you uncover hidden treasures in everyday change. This dime, part of the iconic Seated Liberty series designed by Charles E. Barber, features Liberty seated gracefully on a rock, holding a shield in one hand and a Liberty pole with a cap in the other, a symbol of vigilance and freedom. The reverse showcases a delicate wreath encircling the words, "One Dime." By 1914, the design had been in circulation for decades, but the coins were still struck with a precision that makes surviving high-grade examples rare and highly desirable. Minted primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1914 Barber Dime saw relatively lower mintage compared to earlier years. Many of these coins were released into general circulation, leading to heavy wear over time. Circulated examples may fetch $5 to $20, depending on condition, while uncirculated coins increase rapidly in value. MS-63 to MS-65 specimens typically sell for $800 to $2,500, and coins graded MS-66 or MS-67 with exceptional eye appeal have realized $10,000 to $15,000 at major auctions. Coins with deep, natural toning and full luster are particularly coveted by collectors. Proof versions of the 1914 Barber Dime are especially rare and treasured. Only a small number were struck for collectors, and these proofs exhibit mirror-like fields with frosted devices that create a striking cameo contrast. A Proof 65 example generally commands $1,500 to $2,500, while higher-grade proofs with intense cameo contrast have reached $8,000 to $10,000, depending on preservation and eye appeal. The 1914 Seated Barber Dime also carries historical weight. This was a period when the United States was on the brink of entering World War I, and coinage reflected both classical artistry and the technological capabilities of the mint. By 1916, the Barber design would be replaced by the Mercury dime, making the 1914 issue part of the final chapter of a long-standing series. Collectors value it not only for its silver content but also for the story it represents, the twilight of an era in U.S. coinage. Condition and authenticity are paramount for 1914 Barber dimes. Many have been cleaned, polished, or mishandled over the years, which reduces their collector value. Original surfaces with subtle toning and sharp details are highly sought after. Coins with minor wear or small contact marks are still valuable, but exceptional pieces can command dramatic premiums, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC. Certification ensures grade accuracy and authenticity, increasing a coin's appeal in auctions or private sales. Collectors also seek coins with full strikes, paying close attention to Liberty's gown, the shield, and the reverse wreath. These features are critical in determining grade and value. The rare combination of high grade, excellent luster, and strong detail can turn a simple silver dime into a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1914 Seated Barber Dime stands as a bridge between the classical designs of the 19th century and the modern artistic innovations that would follow. Owning one is more than owning a piece of silver, it's holding a piece of American history, a glimpse into the craftsmanship and design philosophy of the early 20th century. Each coin tells the story of a nation, a mint, and a designer whose work has become timeless. If you ever find a 1914 Seated Barber Dime in exceptional condition, treasure it. Its historical significance, artistic merit, and rarity make it a coin that commands attention and value, a true gem for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. The 1916 Seated Barber Dime is a fascinating coin that marks the culmination of a classic series, and it continues to capture the attention of serious collectors today. While a circulated example might be modest in value, high-grade pieces and certain rarities have commanded astonishing prices at auction, with mint-state examples reaching $12,000 to $18,000, and especially well-preserved coins sometimes exceeding $20,000. Support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more amazing coin videos and help you discover these hidden treasures. The 1916 Seated Barber Dime, part of the Barber Dime series designed by Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, features Liberty seated on a rock, holding a shield and a pole with a Liberty cap, a symbol of freedom and vigilance. The reverse depicts a simple but elegant wreath surrounding the words, "1 dime." This classic design had been in circulation for decades, yet by 1916, production was winding down, making surviving high-grade examples increasingly scarce. In 1916, the Barber dime was still being struck at the Philadelphia Mint and in limited numbers at other branch mints, but mintage numbers were generally lower than in previous years. Many coins were released into everyday circulation, which means that finding a piece with sharp details and original luster is rare. Circulated examples of this dime might be worth $5 to $20, depending on condition, but once you enter mint state territory, values increase rapidly. Collectors look for coins with full strike detail, particularly in Liberty's gown, the shield, and the reverse wreath. MS-63 to MS-65 examples often sell in the $800 to $3,000 range, while coins graded MS-66 or MS-67 with outstanding eye appeal can command $10,000 to $18,000 at auction. Exceptional survivors, especially those with original surfaces and attractive toning, are the most sought after. Proof examples of the 1916 Seated Barber Dime are particularly rare. Only a very small number were struck for collectors, and these proof coins exhibit mirror-like fields with frosted devices, creating a strong cameo contrast. Proof 65 examples might sell for $1,500 to $2,500, while Proof 67 or 68 coins with deep, full contrast and exceptional preservation have realized prices exceeding $8,000 to $10,000. The historical context of the 1916 Barber dime adds to its allure. This was a time when the United States was approaching World War I, and the coinage of the era reflected both a respect for tradition and an impending shift toward new artistic designs. Later in the year, the Mercury dime would replace the Barber design, ushering in a modern and more dynamic style. This transitional period makes the 1916 Seated Barber dime particularly interesting for collectors who value both history and artistry. Preservation and authenticity are crucial. Many of these dimes were cleaned or polished over the years, which diminishes their value. Collectors prize coins with natural, original surfaces, subtle toning, and full detail. Even minor imperfections, like contact marks or weak strikes, can impact prices, which is why certification from PCGS or NGC is highly recommended. Certified coins provide assurance of authenticity and grade, making them more attractive to serious buyers and auction participants. The 1916 Seated Barber dime represents the end of an era, a link to the artistry and craftsmanship of early 20th century American coinage. Holding one in your hand is not just holding a piece of silver, it is holding a slice of history, a reminder of a time when coinage design was classical and deliberate, and a simple dime could carry both aesthetic and monetary value. If you encounter a 1916 Seated Barber dime in exceptional condition, especially with sharp strike and original luster, it could be worth far more than you might expect. Beyond its silver content, it is a coin that tells a story of American history, artistry, and the passion of collectors who continue to seek out the finest examples of a bygone era.